Why the current car dealer business model could ultimately fail. That's right, a day of reckoning is coming. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel where we dig into the hard truths about the car business and help you become a smarter consumer. Today we're diving into a topic that's shaking the automotive world, and it has to do with why the current car dealer business model might be headed for a significant crash. The current car dealer model has consistently failed car buyers' expectations for nearly 50 years, and it's only getting worse. Buckle up because we're exposing the cracks in the system that's been taken for granted by car dealers for decades. Hi, I'm Kevin Hunter, known online in the auto industry as the Homework Guy. As we get into the origins of the dealership model and how the nightmare in the current business model got started, the amazing Elizabeth joins me now in studio.
All right, thanks, Kevin. First, let's talk about how things got this bad. The franchised car dealership model has been the cornerstone of the automotive industry for over a century. Back in the early 1900s, automakers like Ford and General Motors needed a way to sell cars across the country. They partnered with independent business owners to create franchises, which would eventually become known as dealerships, places that would sell cars, provide service, and handle customer relationships. The dealership was not intended to be a predatory sales model like it has become today.
Definitely not. It worked great way back in the early 1900s. Manufacturers could focus on building cars while dealers handled the messy business of selling them to the general public. But fast forward to today, and this model feels outdated, inefficient, and downright hostile to consumers. It was in big trouble by the 1970s, as reflected by the early Gallup polling, showing a car salesman already at the bottom of the least trustworthy profession list. Let's break down why.
The two biggest problems, lack of transparency and the price games. Seriously, the biggest complaints we receive from consumers is the lack of transparency in pricing. That's why they opt to have us do their car shopping for them. The dealership model thrives on negotiating, but negotiating in the dark. Now, on the surface, negotiating might seem like a fine idea because who doesn't love a good deal, right? But here's the problem.
The problem with dealerships began with them being incentivized to extract as much money as possible from every transaction, a phenomena that can be traced back to several intertwined historical and economic factors taking shape in the mid-20th century. First came the MSRP, the manufacturer's suggested retail price, which is just a suggestion,
Right.
And many dealers have used it as a baseline over the years. However, especially in recent years, dealers often add layers of markups like market adjustments and unnecessary add-ons. If you don't know what you're doing, you could end up paying thousands more than someone who actually knows how to negotiate.
So what's the bottom line? Consumers are tired of the games. In an era where you can buy almost anything online with transparent pricing, why should cars be any different?
Another issue at hand is the high overhead costs of running a dealership. Think about it. Big casino-type showrooms, massive inventory lots, sales staff, service departments, and advertising budgets. All of that costs a ton of money, and it's the consumer who ultimately foots the bill for it.
That's always the case. Here's a scary statistic. Dealers make most of their profit not from selling the cars, but from financing, extended warranties, and service. That's why they push you so hard to take out a loan instead of paying cash, or to add that extended warranty you probably won't ever need.
Yeah, when they pay out 10 to 12 cents per dollar, you're probably not going to need the extended warranty.
Right.
As the market shifts, especially with direct-to-consumer models like Tesla, dealerships are finding it harder to compete. Their overhead is killing their profitability. It goes without saying that Tesla began selling cars directly to consumers in 2008 with the launch of the Tesla Roadster, and unlike traditional automakers, Tesla bypassed the dealership model entirely, and good for them.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's direct-to-consumer sales. As Kevin briefly mentioned, this has contributed significantly to the success of Tesla. Conveniently for other manufacturers and for state lawmakers, Tesla has proven that automakers can sell cars directly to consumers without a dealership acting as the middleman. Their customers love it, and they want more of it. You can order a car online, customize it, and have it delivered to your door. No haggling, no hidden fees, no pressure from a salesperson. This approach allowed Tesla to control the entire customer experience from ordering to delivery and to set the company apart as a disruptor in the automotive industry.
Other automakers are starting to take notice. Ford CEO Jim Farley has openly stated that Ford plans to move toward a more direct sales model for its EVs. And guess what? Car dealerships hate that they're saying it because it cuts them and their games out of the process. But here's the additional push. Customers are also demanding this change. The dealership model feels like a relic of the past, and it is, while direct-to-consumer is definitely the future. But some politicians seem to keep getting in the way. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida, for example, pay attention here, Governor. Why do I say this? First, your state has some of the worst dealers in the entire country. Did you know that? Why would you protect them? He clearly shouldn't, yet car salesmen at car dealerships across Florida recently began rejoicing about a bill Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law that bans most direct-to-consumer auto sales. This is nothing more than pure political posturing to satisfy big political donors and car lobbyists, and is against the wishes of your own voters. Governor DeSantis, I hope this move comes back to haunt you.
Moving on, let's add another layer to this conversation: EVs and subscription services. EVs require far less maintenance than traditional gas-powered cars. No oil changes, fewer moving parts, and fewer trips to the service department. For dealerships, this future scenario is a nightmare. Remember, they make a huge chunk of their profits from service and maintenance. As EVs become more popular, the service revenue stream is drying up.
On top of that, automakers are experimenting with subscription services for features like heated seats or advanced driving assist. These subscriptions create a direct line of revenue for automakers, bypassing the dealership entirely. Why would a manufacturer share that money with a dealer when they could just keep it all? You know, they're greedy too.
Right.
The bottom line is they won't.
Regulations are another nail in the coffin for the current dealership model. In many states, laws protect dealerships from being bypassed by automakers, but those laws are starting to come under significant scrutiny. And yes, we will continue to help apply pressure on them. Consumers and lawmakers are asking themselves, why should we protect a system that clearly isn't working for the customer?
Doesn't make any sense.
In states where the direct sales are allowed, customers report higher satisfaction with the car buying process. This kind of feedback puts pressure on other states to change their state laws. And once that happens, dealerships could lose their legal safety net.
While such a change would pull the rug out from under our hassle-free car buying service we offer, we still hope to see that happen. After all, if consumers could buy manufactured direct, the only thing left for dealerships would be a used car business model. And of course, we would still help consumers navigate that used car market.
For sure. Well, let's not forget the trust issue. Surveys consistently show that car dealerships rank among the least trusted industries. And why? Because too many customers feel like they're being scammed. No surprise there. And often they are being scammed. Forced add-ons, upsells, high-pressure tactics, it all leaves a bad taste in people's mouths.
With so many alternative options emerging, including our hassle-free car buying service, customers are starting to ask themselves, why deal with this nonsense? If dealerships can't rebuild trust, they'll struggle to survive. Just like many of you, we hope the broken dealership business model gets fixed. The fixing starts by overturning state laws that prohibit direct-to-consumer car sales. Those need to go away.
Now, you'd think that dealerships will be working hard to adapt, right? Wrong.
Dead wrong.
Many dealerships are resisting the change. They're lobbying against direct-to-consumer sales, clinging to outdated practices, and doubling down on the same tactics that have alienated customers for years. It's like watching a Blockbuster video store refuse to acknowledge Netflix. But we think the longer they resist, the faster they'll fade into irrelevance.
Given all of these factors, is the current dealership model doomed? Well, not necessarily. There are ways they could adapt if they could do it. For starters, dealerships could embrace transparency, no more hidden fees or confusing pricing. Imagine a dealership where you see the price, it's fair, and that's it. No games? Just don't hold your breath to wait for that to happen.
They could also shift their focus to creating an exceptional customer experience. They could offer world-class customer service and actually deliver on it.
Thanks for that line, Andy Elliott.
People still value personal relationships, and a dealership that treats customers with respect and honesty could stand out in a big way. Kevin tried to convince his last dealership that he worked out of that fact, and instead they just fired him.
What an honor to be fired for being too honest by a car dealer. I love it.
Yep.
In some additional moves dealers could make to save their business, they need to rethink their revenue model. Instead of relying on financing and service upsells, dealerships could focus on offering value-added services like real vehicle customizations or actual hassle-free sales and deliveries. Pay attention, dealers. We're telling you how you could save your future business.
So what's the final verdict here? The current car dealership model is in serious trouble. It's built on outdated practices that frustrate consumers, and it can't keep up with the changing car market. If dealerships don't adapt, and adapt very fast, they could end up as a footnote in automotive history. Sadly, dealers haven't even figured out yet what it is that we here at the Homework Guys show don't like about their business model. They think we are against dealer profits, and they often say that when they comment on our videos.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with profits, they say.
Right. We are always amazed. It's like all the deceptive claims they make, the pricing games, and the lies they tell consumers don't seem like an issue to them.
All of that just goes right over their heads.
Right.
But here's the good news. You, the consumer, have more power than ever. By voting with your wallet, you can push the industry toward a better, more transparent future. Also, by hiring us to work your car deal through our hassle-free car buying service, we can continue to show dealers the way to a friendlier and more transparent car sales model.
You should also be aware that when you use our hassle-free car buying service, either Kevin or I will personally take every intake call. You get to talk directly to us, and we are the only show hosts that offer this level of online personalized service. Thank you, friends, for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And as always, keep doing your homework. Thanks to all of you out there in our audience for coming back. We greatly appreciate your loyalty. And if you want our direct help in your car deal and you have any difficulty with our website, please text me at 701-441-3399 and I will steer you in the right direction.
To all of our longtime subscribers out there, you guys rock. God bless you all. I'm Kevin Hunter, the Homework Guy, home of the only totally hassle-free car buying service, signing off on behalf of the amazing Elizabeth and the entire hassle-free Homework Guy team. Thanks for listening.